Hello, hello. It's time for September's decks and intentions. Do I need to say any more? No. Grab a cup of tea or coffee and yeah, let's have a cosy chat. Hello. You're still here. You're a glutton for punishment. I've just had a lovely chilled morning, writing in my journal and pulling my cards for September. And I just thought, I'm going to film this video now because I'm just feeling in the cozy, chatty kind of mood. I was thinking about my intentions that I'm going to be, working with this month and the practice I'm going to be working with. And I feel like I'm really focused in this month. Usually I've got a lot going on, I feel, but this month I feel like I want to really hone in on certain areas. So yeah, we're talking practices, decks, intentions, some books. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we should get started, and I think we're going to get started with the decks I'm going to be working with in the cooler, slightly darker September that's upon us. Let's get into it. So we're starting with a new deck that came into my collection right at the end of August. Today is the 1st of September, so this is the Queen Mab Oracle, which is a mass market deck by Tess Whitehurst. This is the Blue Angel deck. Very chunky guidebook. I'm most impressed, and I purchased this deck because let's just back up a wee bit. Let's just rewind and go back to the beginning. What I didn't mention in my August wrap-up video was that at the end of August I was feeling really drawn to Persephone's energy. Now you might have guessed that from the books that I had read and had purchased in August. And I'm currently reading this one, Walking with Persephone by Molly Raymer, which is a book that I'm going to continue working with in September. And I think this energy has been brought in by the deity I'm working with. And there have been some synchronicities last month with my dark passenger in a child work, and with the synchronicity of the Queen sign that I received last month. I'm just trying to think how to join the dots here for you. For me, I was already working with my Queen phase of my life before the dark passenger in a child work turned up on my horizon, and so I feel that this is just like a continuation, like I'm picking this back up again. And so it was after this Queen sign appeared for me that I just suddenly found myself really drawn to Persephone. And I've never felt drawn to Persephone previously, because Persephone for me is a maiden goddess, but I'm looking at Persephone as when she goes down to Hades and becomes the queen of the underworld. So I believe that's where the lesson lies for me and what I need to look into. So anyway, when I was doing some research about Persephone, because I didn't really know anything about Persephone, I purchased the books. I did some research online, searched on YouTube, and I came upon Raecine's video and workshop about Persephone, and they recommended this deck for that work, which is what I'm going to be working with this month. Took a bit of time, but we got there in the end. So, mass market deck. I've edged mine in this colour because I'm feeling so drawn to this colour, and these like maroons and dark reds, and it's just gorgeous. So these are the back, sorry, and this deck is just, the imagery is so provoking, and the keywords as well. Make not your thoughts your prisons. Oh, it's gorgeous. The spirits riseth. Listen to the moon. Look at this butterfly energy, and I love this like dark wood feel. Oh, thou art a witch. There is my pledge. And I love that quite a few of the characters in this deck are like scarred. They look like they've been through the wars. They look like they've been through some things, and there is proof of their resilience. It makes me, it's the if I had any hair on my arms, which I have a few, they're standing up, I promise. I haven't pulled any cards apart from when I first received the deck, and this was the card that I pulled, the Wrath of Love. which I'm going to get into in a wee second. I'm going to go into the guidebook. And I love the nod towards the Queen here. There are a lot of these figures wearing crowns, which also feels really relevant. And I don't feel I'm reaching to join the dots here. I feel that the dots have been like plotted on the map for me to follow. Darkness as a bride. Oh, I love it. As destiny decrees. I mean, look at again the nod to the Queen phase. Oh, it's just delish. Oh, it's just delicious. This is just fabulous. Flower of Warriors. Roses have thorns. Oh, and it really feels like, again, I don't feel I'm reaching. I feel that this is just like this has been a compilation of different nudges over the past few months, but I was really feeling drawn to this rose and lion imagery as well, which is why I've given a bit of a nod. I don't think you can see this here, but there's some roses on here as well. I'll pop a picture in here for you. So it's like, it feels like it's all coming together in a cauldron of gorgeous brewiness. Is that a word? I don't know. Love all, trust a few. Oh, the sacred radiance. This was like a chariot to me, and I was having a real moment with the chariot card last month. So as I mentioned, it doesn't feel like I'm reaching. It feels like it's just all these points on a map that have been plotted, and now I can walk the path that's kind of been set out for me. Does that sound woo? There's no disclaimers here. This is a woo channel. That was a vision full of majesty. This is beautiful. Killed with a living death. Oh, look at that. Look at the chains. Look at the crown. Oh, look at the scars. Goodness me. Dive into the fire. Oh, it's just beautiful. Herein lives wisdom. Look, here's the cauldron. Here's the cauldron. Look at the volcano at the back, which nods me back to, gives me the nudge and the nod back to what's it called? The lust card from the Thoth deck. Oh, and like Babylon, the Scarlet Woman. Oh, it's just the forgeries of jealousy. Look at this one, protector of the realm. Oh, Gordon Bennett, raging fire of fever. This is the last one. A queen in bondage. Oh, I can't wait. There are quite a few cards. I don't know how many cards there are. No, there's got to be more than 44. Let me see if I can show you. 45 cards. I love this. I mean, look at this. This reminds me of my facets of self. And, you know, I tend to think of my facets of self as like, excuse me, amethyst. Let me see if I can find a piece of amethyst here for you. Just, you know, in front of me here on the altar. Can you see this? This is how I kind of think of my facets of self. But I like it that I'm being nudged towards this darker facet of self. Oh, it's just nom 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 nom. I love this. And when I worked with my dark passenger inner child last month, I do feel there was this like power struggle between the facets. You know, my dark passenger does not want to give up the reins. They don't want to give up the helm. They want to be, you know, leading the chariot. And I'm going to get more into the chariot imagery in my promised video that I keep promising to do, my dark passenger video that's coming soon. And what I found really interesting was when I was looking into Persephone's mythology, that Hades, you know, carried Persephone off to the underworld in a chariot, which I thought was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And so that's that. So this is the deck that I'm going to be deep diving with Raecine's workshop that is on their channel. I'm going to link that in the description box below if you are interested or you want to know what that's all about. And so I'm going to be working with this one, and Raecine kind of recommended that we, you know, only work with this deck. And I'm going to do that with their workshop. However, I do feel there is some other work that's going to be done with, I don't know if it's Persephone, the energy, or the mythology. I'm not overly sure, but I am really feeling drawn to pulling these in. This is the Japaridze Tarot. This is the Crow Tarot. And this is the Faceted Garden Oracle, which is indie mass market. Let's pop this out of the way quickly. And so I do feel really drawn to these. Also the Dream Song, which I'm going to be working with as well, which was actually paired with my Dark Passenger Inner Child decks. I might mention those in a wee second, but I'm not going to show them because I showed them in my August wrap up. Might get a look in here as well. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling really drawn to these. Look at this union, Queen of Fire. Oh, it's gorgeous. The Hanged Man. I'm not feeling particularly well today. I'm day off and I feel a bit poorly. I feel a bit ill. Yeah, so I might, you know, what's the word? Abort this video and possibly go and throw up. I'm teasing you, but I don't feel particularly well. But hopefully it will pass. It will pass. We've got the Nine of Gardens, which is the Nine of Pentacles. I think this is absolutely stunning, with the Two of Wands and Thor. The Devil, I love this. I love this grasping. I love that. With the New Moon and the Ten of Wands. Going to show a couple more here. We've got Scarecrow with the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Gardens, and the Page of Pentacles. Two more. Look at this. See, look, the volcano again. The volcano again. You know, this, you know, the nod for me, the nudge to the Lust card from the Thoth, Babylon, the Red Goddess, the Scarlet Woman. Oh, I think it's all somehow entwined in these red threads. Oh, it's delicious. Eight of Fire with the Eight of Fire. Look at that. And with Nocturnus. Ooh, that feels like a message. Ooh. Okay, so I think it does feel like a bit of a message, but I think look, Ten of Winds, which is Ten of Swords. I love this with the bat imagery, and I love this sky. It's just gorgeous with the Emperor and Flame. Ooh. I'm going to say as well, I do feel that along with these and the Dream Song, which I'm going to possibly show in a wee second, I do feel that, which sounds bizarre, this deck wants to come into this as well. I'm feeling really drawn to this one. This is a deck that I got a couple of months ago, and I got it because I felt there was something on the horizon. Let's just see if I can pop this out of the way, if I've got some space on my desk, which I don't have any space on my desk because I'm a maximalist and I like my things, you know. Let's just look at this. This is the Tarot Z, or Tarot Z, whichever way you want to say it. I edge mine in black, and I think I mentioned in that video that I felt that there was something brewing on the horizon. There was something coming and I didn't know what it was. I had no idea at the time, and I wonder if this, I feel drawn to this deck now, and I feel that, I think I mentioned it at the time, that this to me doesn't feel like zombies. This feels like, have you seen the film Constantine? Have you seen that film with Keanu Reeves from, like, I think it's 2000 something. This to me feels like the underworld, and I'm not, this is not, you know, related to my thoughts about, you know, Persephone. Well, at the time it wasn't, but now I'm kind of seeing it as like it being not zombies but the underworld, which kind of reminds me of the film Constantine. If you've seen the underworld in Constantine, the film Constantine with Keanu Reeves. I'm explaining this very badly, but it will make sense eventually. I will try. So this deck to me feels like the underworld, which now feels very apt because you know, I'm looking into the Persephone, what's the word, mythology, and you know, they were pulled down with Hades to the underworld, and they became the queen of the underworld. You know, now there are several versions of the myth, so I don't want to get into the specifics particularly. Love this as well, and I really love this. There's quite a few cards in this deck I love. Yeah, so I don't want to get into the specifics of the myths, and there are several myths, you know, and there are some not very nice parts of the myth depending on what you read. But I just wonder if this is going to appear this month for this work with the Persephone energy. You know, I can't tell you, but I'm very, very excited to see where it leads me and to see the lessons that it has to teach me. Show this one. and this one. And we'll finish off with that one. So yeah, so this one's gonna, I think, definitely see some work, some time on my desk. I've also created a little shrine area to Persephone as well. So I went out and foraged some poppy pods, poppy seeds, which I felt really drawn to even before this kind of I felt this draw to Persephone, which I used in some poppet work right at the beginning of August, end of July almost. So I've created some, you know, I've put like a little offering dish there and some other bits and pieces and some crystals and things and lighting some candles and stuff like that. And I've got some plans to make some items for that shrine. So I might take you along that journey throughout the month. So keep your eye out for that. Let's get into a few of the other decks I'm working with this month and the other practices I'm going to be, you know, investigating, exploring, and spending some time working with. So I'm not going to show these ones because I did just show them recently in that August wrap-up video, but these are definitely going to be making an appearance this month. I'm still working with my dark passenger. I feel it's all included in this feeling drawn to the Persephone mythology. I think that there's some lessons to learn here about, you know, going to the underworld and you know, facing these facets, these darker facets of self that are hiding there, I feel. So these decks are definitely going to be appearing on my desk, and as mentioned, I'll link the August wrap up so you can see these decks in action on my desk in that video. Yeah, a couple of others that are definitely, I'm sure they're going to be appearing. There's a lot of decks, you know, are planned to be used in September. Let's get into those. So I'm feeling really drawn this month to pull out the Darkwood Tarot. This is a ride or die. This is a ride or die deck, and I still haven't edged that. Can you see? I still haven't edged that. It's terrible. Excuse me. Yeah. I love this deck. I love it. Now I did show this one last month, so I'm going to show it once more anyway. This is the Hush Tarot. Well, it's actually a modified version, so it's an intuitive. What's the word? Oracle. And I'm feeling the draw. I think this is about, you know, going to the underworld, and obviously, you know, how each of us sees the underworld is very individual, I think. I kind of see the underworld as like this, like, you know, dark. It does almost feel like a dark wood, brambly, that I can't get through. You know, with pathways that lead off to unknown places. And so I did a lot of work with this deck. Was it a year ago? I can't remember what is time in my practice. And I did a lot of work with this deck. But now I feel I'm being called to it again. But this time I'm not being connected to, well, I don't think I am, my facets of the red bonnet and the inner wolf. But I do feel that this deck needs to come out. So these two are going to be working together. But the last time I worked with this deck, it was very intense, and I'm trying to be kind to myself. So I'm trying, you know, but previously when I worked with this deck, I was like, you know, oh, you know, yep, stiff upper lip, suck it up, put your lipstick on, pull your socks up and just do it. I'm trying to be a bit more gentle with myself this time around. And so I want to have a deck that almost feels like it's a companion, a supportive companion on my side. That was a long explanation to introduce this deck, but this is the deck that I want to use with this combination. This is the Ash and Thorn deck, which I wanted to use last month and I didn't get to it, and I feel that I need to bring it in this month. Now the Hush Tarot for me, I've mentioned previously, was a deck that I didn't use when it was a tarot, but since it's become an intuitive oracle, oh my goodness me, the messages that have been coming through for me. And I feel there's this power struggle going on between my dark passenger and my inner child is in the middle, and I'm on the other side. So there's like this triple facet situation going on, and my inner child is like, you know, pulled between the two, and my dark passenger and myself want totally separate things. I'm trying to meet my dark passenger with compassion and understanding, because, you know, adding anger or fear to the fire, it just fuels the fire. So I'm trying to be understanding and meet my dark passenger facet. Yeah. Oh, it's very difficult to explain. Hence the reason I haven't created a video around it, because it's just, you know, it makes sense in my mind because I'm doing it. I'm, you know, experiencing it. I'm walking the path, the crooked path where it's leading me. But to explain it to somebody that's just watching, you know, and they'll be sitting there thinking, woo. But just know that I do feel that this month is going to take me again to this dark wood. This card, oh, honestly, it's just, oh, this deck generally has just been so talkative. That's what I'm going to say about that. And so I just feel that the Oak, Ash and Thorn is going to be this supportive companion on my way through this journey. And I think I mentioned in August, the August wrap-up video, that I got a message through from my deity that I'm working with this year, to really pay close attention to the animal ally energy that's coming through to me. So I've been really trying to think about that a lot, and I felt really drawn to birds, which is very unusual for me. And so I'm really trying to pay closer attention to the animal energy that I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis, and I'm seeing in my cards, and you know. So yeah. So yes, that was that. This means a lot to me. I created smart work around this in my Cosmic Smash book. Oh, anyway, yes. Anyway, so yes, we'll take one more. I mean, look at this. Is it not talking to each other? Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, last one, and then we're going to move along. There's 3 more decks I want to show you, which is actually for Dawn Michelle's practice. Yes, beautiful, so beautiful. This for me is this deck speaks to me of like this abandoned space. This definitely speaks to me of abandonment. This deck, and I mentioned last month I was working with my the landscape of my inner mausoleum, and that's what this deck, you know, really tapped into. So I feel that this dark wood's almost like this underworld space, this meeting of facets, on the same plane, can I say? And it does feel like this, you know, abandoned landscape. Oh, it's very interesting, very interesting. Let's move on to the last set of decks. So the last 3 decks I'm really feeling drawn to are these 3. This is the Mabon, Season the Witch Oracle. This is the Woman Tarot, which is a mass market French deck. And this is the Divine Natures Oracle, I think it is. Look at this, this gold in it. Oh, it's gorgeous. And actually, I feel that I used these September last year. So clearly this has become my like September pairing. And actually moving in September, and even at the end of August here, actually, the weather was really naff. It was like it got the temperatures dropped quite a lot. And it's, you know, started to get a little bit darker in the evenings. The light is, you know, dimming earlier, and so I almost felt in the autumn season, I felt this autumn pull even at the end of August. And with the autumn season coming, I now feel, which is just going to sound very silly, but I really feel the pressure is off for me to be using my colourful decks, because I haven't felt drawn to any of those decks for the whole of this year and the end of last year, actually, to be honest. I've been in this like dark phase, and just, you know, now that the autumn I feel is here, I feel like, oh goodness, how nice. I don't have any pressure now to use the colourful decks. And it was silly because the only pressure that was being put on me was by myself. I was feeling that you know, that need to be using decks that I wasn't feeling drawn to using, which is really silly. And I kind of thought about that at the end of last month, and I was thinking, I wonder why I put that kind of limitation on myself. I wonder why I was kind of making myself feel that I needed to be using my colourful decks, when really, you know, I'm really you know, going with my intuition and going where I'm feeling pulled is really important to me within my practice. So I wondered why I'd become so focused on this like sideline need to be using decks I wasn't feeling drawn to. I know it all sounds very, you know, unimportant, but it's been in the back of my mind quite often. And I noticed with the decks that I wanted to be using this year, I haven't gotten to half of them because they were decks that, you know, they were just not resonating for me. And in the back of my mind somewhere I was feeling really guilty that they're sitting in that basket waiting for me to be using them. But of course, you know, by not using those decks, other decks have had a chance to shine on my desk. So it's a win-win. And I just wonder why I, you know, have been feeling that way, which I think is also a bit of shadow work there. These limitations that I put on myself, you know, obviously this is quite a low-key limitation I put on myself, but quite often I do put more important limitations on myself that have more sway in my everyday mundane life. Can I say that? I hope that makes sense. So yes, really, really appreciate this deck. And again, I was feeling guilty because I feel that this deck was out at the beginning of the year. It'd also been out in September last year. So this had got a lot of use on my desk, and I was thinking, oh, you know, I should be using other decks. And I was just thinking, just go with whatever I want, you know, just do it. It's all okay. It's all okay. Yeah, really enjoy this one. This is such a clear reader. I love the calmer colour palette. It makes me feel calm. I find this one really supportive. It's a clear reader. Obviously it's very Rider-Waite Smith. Yeah, I don't know. I just really, really enjoy it. And I love this. I love this. Look at this. Ooh. I'm going to be doing a video about my an update on my tarot, my devil card year update, which is a VR to Jessie Chom coming very, very soon, which I'm really looking forward to. And I'm feeling a little bit, what's the word? I've got this anxiety is the word I'm looking for, about letting the devil card go at the end of the year. And I've still got 3 months to go. So this is also very bizarre. I had a holiday recently. Now I'm just babbling. So just, you know, pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea and get comfy. I'm clearly in a babbly mood. I had a holiday from work in August at the end of July. I had week 29 and I had week 34. And between those two weeks, I had Monday and Friday every week. Yeah, the country that I'm in, people take, you know, 4-5 weeks off over the summer in a row, you know, have a long period of time away from work. And I don't tend to do that. I don't like doing that. So I tend to space out my holiday. And when I had a holiday at week 29, I was thinking, oh, excellent, you know, I've got Monday and Friday off for several weeks in a row, and then I've got week 34 off. And the closer we came to week 34, the more anxiety I got, and was like counting down the days that I had free. And the anxiety got so bad that I don't know, I just had to kind of like sit down and journal about it, do some free journaling. And I even put some cards around it because I couldn't understand this. You know, I'm kind of wishing the time away, wishing my life away, and not living in the moment, which is what I really want to be doing. And I try to be really conscious of living in the moment and being in the now. And I don't know where the anxiety is coming from. I don't know if it's to do with work, or I don't know. I'm just totally on a tangent. But it's, you know, it's again this the shadow almost I think I need to be working with. Maybe to look at it, you know, in a positive way, maybe it's good that I'm noticing these things that are coming up, instead of, you know, previously I've been like, you know, pushing things down into my Pandora's box and just ignoring them. And then of course they get worse, and then finally the lid, you know, explodes because there's too much stuff in my Pandora's box that I've been, you know, shoving down for too long, and, you know, it all goes haywire. So maybe it's a good thing that I'm slowly opening Pandora's box, you know, examining what's going on and looking at it and looking at the reasons why. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm gonna say it's a good thing. And I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to stop showing these decks. There's a couple more things I would like to get done in September, or like to focus on. Should we have a bit of a chat about those? It'll be a shorter chat. I promise you there's also a book in there that I want to be reading in the month of September. Let's get to it. So thank you for sticking with me for my rambles. As I've mentioned before, I do tend to use this space as a video grimoire and even as a sounding board. You know, I've mentioned before, you know, using, if you don't have a YouTube channel, just putting your phone on and talking. Honestly, the things that come out are so interesting. Well, that's what I've experienced in the case. And, you know, just by talking really brings out things that I didn't even realise was rambling about or rattling around in my brain. So, you know, thank you for, you know, if you're still here, thank you. And if you're not, well, you know, I'm talking to myself. Okay, so a couple of other things I want to be doing in the month of September. I really want to read this book, Apocalyptic Witchcraft by Peter Gray. I've really been enjoying Peter Gray's Red Goddess book, which I'm still reading because I kind of like dip in, dip out, and use it for bibliomancy as well. So I haven't read it cover to cover yet. I've read like maybe 3/4 of the way through. And I really wanted to get this one as well. I did mention this. I'm going to just do this so you can read it yourself, because I did read this out in, oopsie, let's get the whole thing in. I did read this in August's wrap up. But I really want to, I mean, the wolf, the devil, and the goddess of witchcraft. I mean, that just sums up my practice at the minute. So I really want to get to this. As I mentioned, I've still got Walking with Persephone to read. Cosmic Smash Booking. Oh, this is my new, I don't want to say obsession, but it's my definite new love. I show this also in my wrap up. It smells delectable. I'm going to link the concept of smash booking in the description box if you'd like to read, or you know, sorry, not read, watch, because it's YouTube videos. And I'm not going to explain it again. I'm going to link August's Decks and Intentions, not Decks and Intentions, sorry, August's wrap up. Anyway, so yes, this was some artwork I did around some readings I got with a couple of decks, including the Hush Tarot and this and the Red Threads, and oh, it's like free journaling, and oh, it's just, and this, and oh, it's just gorgeous. And the Queen artwork, which I'm not sure if I was actually in camera there. Was I in camera shot? I don't know. Queen, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So yeah, so I'm going to be free journaling in this book. Free journaling has really helped me to just, you know, get it out. It's again, it's that sounding board. Get it out, get it said, get it done, and let it go. So yeah, and this is another journal that I don't think I've shown. This is my Dark Passenger journal. This is my Dark Passenger. My Dark Passenger has many, many disguises. This is one of them. And this is my inner mausoleum, I feel. This is their castle. This is where they rule. This is their domain. And they're not willing to give up this power they've got in this space. Oh, it's very interesting. Anyway, so yes, so I'm this is what's the word, paper journal that I've made, and there's some things going on in here which I don't want to discuss in a minute. I'll do it in the video about my Dark Passenger. So yes, this is obviously something else I'm going to be doing this month, and I think this is going to be still on my desk, which is my super duper second-hand Thoth deck, which also represents the study that I'm doing, which is not a sprint to the finish line. It is a slow, no, not slow, it's not a power walk, but something between slow walk and a power walk, to study the Thoth and the Tree of Life. So yeah, so there we go. I just do it in red because I love it. It's like, look at the red, look at the red. Oh, I love the energy of this deck. It's amazing. Anyway, so yes, I think that's it. Should I just consult my journal? Because obviously, you know, I was doing my intentions this morning. Okay, journal consulted. No, that's it. We are done. That's all my intentions for September. I didn't think I had many, but clearly I have. And the decks are like, you know, they're strewn all around me now. They're on the floor, they're on the desk, they're everywhere. But, you know, it's all, you know, everything doesn't need to be used. But those are my intentions in any case. And I would really like to get to all of them. But whenever, you know, whatever draws me, that's where my attention will go. Yeah, we're done. I'm going to stop here because that's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And let's stop there as well. We'll do that. There we go. We've got the tower and we've got strength. Love that. Yeah, I'm going to thank you so much for spending some time with me. And I'm terribly sorry this was an overly chatty, babbly video, but I'm gonna, yeah, thank you so much for you know taking the time to keep me company. What are your plans for September? What's the weather like where you are? Has the temperature dropped? Are you feeling in this comfy, cozy jumper, hot chocolate kind of mood? I know I am. I'm so looking forward to lighting all the candles and, you know, just having some downtime and, you know, just landing in the season. Let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, I'm going to thank you so much for spending some time with me. I'm going to wish you a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Take care, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video that's coming very, very soon to the channel. Toodaloo.